Sometime around 2007 to 2010, I attended a 2-year community college, which ended up turning into a 4-year college because they kept tacking on new random required classes, which sort of ticked me off. But anyway, this school was about an hour-long drive away from my house, and I was there for an art major, so I took lots of art-related classes. In one of those particular art classes, around winter time, when it was very cold out, I can't remember the exact date, but I remember it was my last class of the day before heading back home. I attended this class maybe 2 or 3 times a week. Anyway, so I remember in this class there was a time when we played around with charcoal, like a lot. And if anyone has ever played with charcoal, you know that stuff smears easily upon touch. So after every charcoal drawing that was made, we'd spray the top of the picture with a fixative to seal it. And so looking on the fixative can, and this is the important part, it says to spray that stuff outside or in a well-ventilated area because the vapors are harmful if breathed in. So I did that. I'd spray my picture of the day outside and then I'd put it in my folder. And when the class was over, I'd drive home and bring my folder of drawings along with me. Well, just because the drawings have been sprayed outside doesn't mean you'll be protected from the off-gassing it does afterwards when you bring them back inside. They really need to fully dry first before bringing them back into an enclosed space. And I, to my own stupidity, didn't even take that into consideration. Not until after this event. As I've mentioned earlier, it's winter time and very cold out. You see where I'm going with this? I drove home, which takes about an hour, and these drawings have been off-gassing in my car this whole time. I have my windows rolled up because it's freezing out, so I'm breathing in all this toxic vapor until I arrive home. It might have not affected my body for the first few times, but eventually, with enough exposure, the toxic fumes finally took its toll. One day, while driving home, my arm joints painfully began to swell. My shoulders, elbows, and wrists shot painful spikes with every movement. Driving home was hard, but I made it. After that, it was downhill. For 2 long weeks, I had to take off school. I couldn't move without being in unbearable pain. All of my joints were swollen, my leg joints too. I spent most of those 2 weeks not moving around, just sitting on the family room couch. I had to walk around the house with a cane or a crutch of some sort, and I'd only get up if I really had to, like for going to the bathroom or my room for sleep. It was very painful and an emotional experience. I prayed a lot. My mom even took me to the doctor, whom I rarely ever visit because I'm usually in great health, but I was desperate from the pain I was in. Of course, the doctors didn't know what was going on with me, but I took a blood test for them to look at, and they gave me some painkillers. I believe I only took one. Of course, the blood test didn't help with anything because much later after I got better, I received a response from the hospital confirming that my joints were indeed swollen. And that's all it pretty much said, and I already knew that, but whatever. Thank you anyway. Anyway, within those 2 weeks, I came to the conclusion that it was the fixative spray that caused all my problems. From that point on, after I was able to attend school again, I didn't spray my work anymore until I got home and let it off-gas outside overnight. I never had the painful swollen joint problem again after I started doing that, and I also threw away the particular fixative spray can that I got hurt from because I was mad at it. It smelled like grapes. I'll always remember that it smelled like grapes and stay far away from any new fixative that smells like grapes, or anything else for that matter that smells like grapes, because I never want to experience anything like that ever again. Just the fake grape smell. The real grape smell is fine. So that was my worst art-related experience ever. The moral of the story is that if you need to spray a fixative over a drawing to seal it, give it some time to off-gas outside and dry so you don't get harmed like I did. Also, this is the first time making a storyboard-like video like this. What'd you think? I was inspired by other YouTube artists and I thought I'd give it a try. And it was a long process, but it was fun at the same time, so I might make more, maybe? Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed and will learn from my mistakes. Take care, everyone, and be smart. Bye.